she went off to school, and I was better with calling on the phone. Well, at her college at that particular time, the way the phone system was set up was kind of odd. They could call out, but you could not call in. You could call in and leave a message, but they couldn't call you. So, I wrote Lisa a letter in September, and I wrote her a letter in October, and a letter in November. And I think I wrote one in January. She'll know for sure specifically. You can ask her after. I can't remember how many I wrote, but it was bad. I didn't write it. So, in somewhere around January, February, or March, she wrote me a letter, and basically, it was a very, very nice, kind letter, but basically saying, we're through. And I was devastated. Senior in high school, I was devastated by this point. She came back, and we were friends, but it was funny. We still did a lot of things together, but we were not dating. But I was getting frustrated because I didn't know where I was on the grand scheme of things. I knew there was a guy that she had met at college, and they were not dating in the summer. But I didn't know where I fit in all the grand scheme of things. But I remember at one point saying, "Okay, I am wasting my time." And I said, "Lord, we were going to Cedar Point, the best place in the world. We were going to Cedar Point one day with some friends. And I said, Lord, if things do not change by this day, I'll know that you're going to want me with somebody else, and I'm done investing my time in this." And I prayed specifically about that day. It was funny. That same day, things almost instantaneously changed in our relationship. And she sent Charlie one of those letters she had sent me back in January, February, and all was right in life, right in the world again. Not really. We had lots of downs, and you know how those things go. But the Lord through those things, and we were engaged about 2 years later, and then we were married about a year and a half after that. And she's been stuck with me ever since, which has been great on my part, a bummer on her part, but life's rough. But anyhow, it was that specific day. And it was funny how I prayed. It was a very similar prayer to what, and there were specific details that I left out that I didn't tell you, but they were much like the servant of Abraham did. And I don't understand. But the Lord does do that sometimes. I've never quite figured out why or how, but I do know oftentimes He will answer our prayers in a very specific way, specifically when we're seeking direction. Lisa and I both had very similar prayers when we came here 10 years ago. And the Lord had answered them very, very specifically to make sure that we knew this is where God would lead us. And we've been here now for 10 years. God often does that. And we can be confident that God will lead us as we're faithful to Him. And lo and behold, what happened? Rebecca comes, who soon would be Isaac's wife. She comes up, and what does she do? Exactly the way that the servant had prayed. She did things to a T. Now, his request wasn't arbitrary. It wasn't just he wasn't just pulling something out of the hat. No, he was looking for someone who was going to show that type of loving kindness well above and beyond what she certainly did. And that's what happened. Now, in verse 26 and 27, we see that the servant of Abraham responded to the Lord in worship. He bowed his head in verse 26, and he worshipped the Lord and said, "Blessed be the name of the Lord, Lord of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken His mercy and truth toward His master. As for me, being on my way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's friend." Blessed be God who kindly led me to do what my master Abraham wanted. And loving kindness is what God often shows to us, and He often gives direction in ways that we don't expect. Now, it's often in His timing. As we've seen with the study of Abraham, there are times that God does wait. There are times that God does things not on our timetable. We say, "Lord, I don't understand." But when we get to those moments, think back to our study of Abraham. God promised him a son. 40 years later, God fulfilled the promise. God's timing is always perfect. And we can be confident that the Lord will lead. And that the Lord will not abandon His faithful love for us. So yes, we have a responsibility to ensure that God's program continues to the next generation. And we can, number two, be confident that